Welcome to another episode of Casual Citizen, an ongoing series about the upcoming first-person MMO Star Citizen by Cloud Imperium Games. I'm your host, Alysianah from Alysianahsworld.com. This week's episode is going to discuss what we know so far about the plans for including slavery in the Star Citizen universe. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy. Begin transmission. While diversity in gameplay makes MMOs go round, I admit to being surprised about the planned slavery mechanic. Though it's not the first MMO to include this theme, to my knowledge, it is the first where players may actually see the related events play out with actual avatars as slaves. Slavery in EVE Online. EVE Online was the first MMO I played that included slavery in a present-day storyline for one of the playable races. In the lore, almost one-third of Minmatars are enslaved by the Amarr Empire. This conflict is reflected in missions, and Minmatar and Amarr are opponents in faction warfare. In EVE, however, this all plays out as chits in your cargo bay, since outside of a player's instance hangar, no one has an avatar. You are your ship. NPCs are a ship. Transporting what EVE categorizes as livestock appears as a token in your cargo bay, a line of text, a stick figure icon. In Star Citizen, that won't be the case, as it's a first-person MMO with avatars. Slavery in Star Citizen. We are likely to see avatars as slaves in Star Citizen. Slaves and indentured servants are legal within the Banu culture. We have present-day lore discussing locations where slave activity occurs. We have a ship, the Banu Merchantman, capable of displaying cargo from a viewing room and conducting sales transactions while aboard the ship. There are players conjecturing that they will be displaying slaves that they have for sale aboard the Banu Merchantman. We haven't had confirmation one way or the other. Slavery is discussed in the official Star Citizen's Writer's Guide, Episode 5. You can hear a narrated version in my SoundCloud library where I narrated the entire series. This was my first attempt at narration, a precursor to Casual Citizen. The sound quality isn't the best, but should suffice for learning purposes. And recent discussions of planned Star Marine maps and scenarios discusses an encounter where one side will be Marines and the other slavers. The Writer's Guide tells us that there are two phases to a slave's induction. First, they are snatched, which can happen anywhere, even in populated cities. Next, the captive is transported, which results in a variety of methods depending on the sophistication of the trafficker's operation. They may be shipped in cages if being transported in a system where slavery is legal, or anesthetized and shipped in scan-protected sleeping coffins when being done covertly. Doesn't sound very pleasant. Players can be captured. From what we know so far, players can be captured and inducted into slavery. Time to put on your situational awareness hat and yank it down two-fisted. Star Citizen won't always be sunshine and rainbows. Having your ship destroyed could be the least of your worries. While we don't have details on how players will be able to incapacitate one another, we do know that a form of it is coming. It's needed for the bounty hunter profession, which includes ships that transport captured avatars. We will also have a prison system with physical locations to support detaining them. I've located at least one on the ARC Starmap. It's in Kellogg 6, also known as Quarterdeck, and uses the nearby Justice Star space station for processing inmates. Don't worry. You won't lose control of your character. What happens when an actual player is captured with the goal of being sold into slavery or delivered to the penal system? The last we heard is that we'll be able to buy our freedom or escape. We don't have details on the pros or cons of making that decision. Whatever choice you do make is likely to manifest itself as a cutscene, after which you'll be allowed to continue playing the game unfettered. Your captured avatar will be replaced using an NPC to represent you, leaving your captor in possession of a captive. Seems like a mechanic that should suit most players. Slavery is illegal in the UEE. For my sensibilities, the idea of slavery is a nasty business all the way around. And although the activity is very illegal in UEE space, it does exist. Its legal implementation takes the form of sledging rock on a frontier world for minimum wages, where the company controls the local economy, which pretty much amounts to slave labor. Slave labor is partly to blame for the broken moon in Tyrannus, a location also used as one of the maps in Arena Commander. Krabzos' zealot greed and lust for expansion led them to using near slave labor and substandard parts in their terraformation efforts, the results of which managed to crack the mantle of Tyrannus' small moon, splitting it into a million dangerous chunks. Known systems with slave markets. The ARC Starmap and Galactic Guides, my personal Bibles to the Star Citizen universe, tells us about systems where sentient trafficking takes place. These are systems you'll want to approach with extreme caution, lest you unwittingly become someone else's cargo. Cathcart is considered the face of piracy, and slaves are among the black market activities taking place on Spider. Null 5, also known as Alysianah, is infamous as a slaver's hell. Here you can buy, sell, or be captured as a slave. There are also rumors of a traveling slave market that forms at random times and locations. Kins 2 is home to the Banu indentured service market, where this is legal activity. Like it or not, slavery will be part of the Star Citizen universe, and you should be aware of the dangers involved when frequenting areas with a history of participation. If you want to know more about these star systems, as well as lore related to player professions, including the underbelly of black market, smuggling, and the slave trade, visit Alysianahsworld.com. There you can find detailed topology of all the known star systems, as well as star system dossiers that tie player career opportunities to physical locations within the planned universe. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please consider subscribing to my channel and giving the episode a thumbs up. Also consider using my referral code if you haven't created an account on robertspaceindustries.com. Doing so will give you 5,000 in-game credits when the game goes live and grants me a few in-game goodies. Be kind and fly safe. This is Alysianah signing off until next time. End transmission.